My entire life, I've pushed myself to want something greater. I've dreamed of creating something that would make people proud. I didn't know what that something would be until now. My name is DeMont Campbell, and welcome to my journey. What is going on, everybody? I hope everybody's had a wonderful, healthy, productive week this week. Today is Friday, May 15th. And I kind of wanted to dive in today about how I purchased my first piece of real estate, my first property here in Dallas, Texas. If you guys have been watching, you know that I'm currently about to build a single family house, affordable house in South Dallas. So today we're going to talk about how I was able to actually afford and purchase that piece of property, and kind of go into how to get clients, you know, depending on what you do. If you do architecture, if you're a lawyer, if you're an engineer, something like that, we're going to talk about how I was able to network and get the clients that I got today to be able to use that money to purchase a piece of property. So I purchased my first property on March 25th of this year. Again, I'm 28 years old. This is the first piece of real estate that I've ever owned in my life. You know, I'm still renting an apartment myself here in Dallas. So the piece of property that I purchased was, the total price was $15,000, right? So I didn't have that money laying around in the bank. You know, I had to hustle and grind to get the cash to be able to purchase that property. So basically what I did, starting about a year ago, I started kind of working on the side outside of my full-time job. And once I realized that, you know, somebody was interested in me doing some design work for them. They had a couple houses where they needed some renderings for. Here's my price. Here's some examples of things that I've done in the past. And basically what I did was I just used my portfolio and work that I did at my full-time job and said, you know, here's what I'm doing at my actual physical job. I can do this for you as well at this price. And they said, sure, it looks great. You know, your attention to detail is great. We could really use this for, you know, whatever they're going to use it for, whether it's marketing or trying to sell their house or get their project started. So basically, that client, you know, really helped me out. They saw, you know, I also, you know, told them what I was trying to do. So they also wanted to help me in that aspect, but I was also helping them. So from there, you know, I did this set of work for them. And then as I was working on that work, I pretty much, you know, that amount of work, I'm just going to be transparent, is about $5,000 worth of work, right? So that's, you know, a third of what the property is worth, you know. So from while I was working on that project, I had other clients and other people that I met that I was showing them my full-time job work, and now I have, you know, this set of, you know, this new project that I just finished for my first client that I could show other people. So I started spreading that out and showing people and telling people about myself, what I was trying to do. You know, I gave them the story, the same thing that you guys heard in my first video. This is who I am. I'm 28 years old. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm trying to do this. And I basically talked to 20, 30 people, you know, prospective clients, giving them my story, my spiel, my elevator, you know, speech. You know, through networking, I was able to get those clients and, you know, sell them on my design services. So from there, you know, I got another 2 or 3 clients where not only did they want me to do a rendering, but they wanted me to actually design houses for them. They have, I got lucky and ended up meeting other developers, other builders that were building, you know, properties, you know, single family houses, the same thing that I'm doing right now. And, you know, they said, okay, we could, you know, we really see the value in what you do. You know, some people thought that I did a little bit better job than other people that they were using, or some people thought, you know, really felt just as passionate about what I'm doing, you know, that they wanted to kind of be a part of the process. So they kind of, you know, gave me a chance. You know, they gave me a chance to go out there and do this work for them and you know, add some value to their project that they were working on. So I've had total so far this year, I've had about 15 projects that I've worked on, and that's just from January 1, 2020 till May 15th of 2020. So for the past 5 months, I've done a total of 15 projects. You know, I have a handful of different clients that I work with in the state of Texas and out of the state. And you're probably wondering, you know, how are you able to network with that many people in that short a period of time? So I'm going to get to that in a second. So basically, you know, I'm working full time. I'm doing this stuff at night. I'm coming home and staying up really late working on these projects and talking to people and texting and calling and working on these projects and giving people updates on their projects and stuff like that. And that's really what it all comes down to. Anybody out there that, whether you're, you know, cooking is your inspiration, or maybe it's marketing or whatever you're trying to get into, it doesn't have to be real estate. All I'm saying is whatever it is, you know, you really have to hustle and put the time in and the effort. You know, I've been doing this design work for close to a year now on the side outside of my full-time job, and I'm just now getting to my first project, you know, and you know, I'm lucky and blessed that it's happened that quick. But if you're watching this video, I'm gonna guess if you're looking on the other side of the screen, you're interested in real estate or entrepreneurship or building something or whatever it is. You know, it may take, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 years of you grinding with having a job, if you have kids, if you have a family, you know, if you're married, if you're single, whatever it is. You know, it really is, you know, it's going to test you, and it's going to test your, you know, ability to you know, solve difficult problems or think through challenging times. Like right now with the COVID situation, you know, a lot of people are experiencing a difficult time, and you know, you really just have to tune in your mindset and like, okay, you know, this is going on in the world, in life, but I'm going to keep hustling and keep trying to figure out a way to do it. Like even right now, I've kind of took a pause on it, but you know, earlier this week I was like, all right, I need to find some more clients. Some of my work is starting to get complete, and some of my clients won't have another project for me to work on for a while. So I need to find some more clients, and luckily I did that. I'm gonna walk you through on my board back here some of the new. So I'm gonna blur out some of this, some of the information that's kind of private to the client. But right now I have 3 projects that I'm working on. That means that these people have actually signed a proposal, paid, you know, money's been received and everything, and I've actually started work. So this is the Brenham, Texas project. This is a landscape plan that I'm doing. Here, it's actually the house from my first video that I showed you guys. So that project is still on my table. And then this is the Long Beach developer, where I'm doing 2 additional dwelling units, or granny flats as a lot of people like to call them, here out there in Long Beach. I recommend that everybody, you know, be as not structured, but like organized as possible with the work that you're doing. It took me a while to even get to this step of finding all this out, because early on in my career I lost a lot of my portfolio work and pictures of stuff that I did that I'll never be able to go back and get, because it's somewhere out there in the world. You know, I've lost a camera before that had pictures of my very first model that I made, and trips to houses and stuff like that, visits and stuff like that. So I try my best to stay as organized and, you know, structured as possible, at least in the business. So let's talk about the different types of real estate investing. So I've talked about my personal experience in trying to hustle and get cash to purchase property, but let's say you don't want to go down that route. You know, there's different types of real estate investing and different ways that you can make money on the side. I know some personal things that I've done in the past before this company and before I was actually doing real estate investing. I did, what is it called? The Bird scooter charging. I did Uber and Favor and Uber Eats, and you know, it made me money on the side, but I wasn't doing it to invest. I was doing it to save and put it in the stock market, which is something for a totally different video. But we're gonna stay on the course of talking about real estate. So let's say you want to, you know, you want to go into real estate, but you don't want to do it the way that I did it. So I am in the part of real estate investing where I'm buying land, building, and then selling, right? So there are some people, and I'm not going to get into all the specific details or anything, but some people will house hack, right? Where you buy a house, buy your first house, whether it's a duplex or a triplex, and you stay in one unit and you rent out the other 2 or 3 units that are in that property. And that is a way that you can do it. And once you get some cash flow and you're generating income and you build up some equity into that project, you know, you can use that to get into other things. You know, some people, you know, buy and rent, or buy, renovate, and rent. There's so many different ways and strategies of which you can do it. I'm just going to talk about, this video was just to talk about my personal experience, because I feel like a lot of people are in my predicament where I took what I learned, what I had a degree in, what I've had knowledge in, and I used that to generate income on the side. So maybe one of those other, you know, things will work out for you, and I hope it puts something in your brain to focus on, you know, maybe in the next coming months. But whatever that something is, go out there and do it. I'm begging you, if you're watching this video on the other side of the screen, go out there and try it, especially right now during this whole virus situation. If you're laid off, or, you know, part-time, or maybe you're full-time and you're working remote, please go out there and try it. Whatever it is, whatever this hustle is that you're trying to do, go out there and try it and put it to work and see if it works right now. I feel like right now is the best time for you to mobilize and do whatever it is that you want. You're not going to look back and regret the decision that you made today or tomorrow. You're going to look back and maybe it doesn't work, but at least you learned something for it, or at least you got your feet wet and you don't feel as uncomfortable. Maybe it doesn't work after 6 months or something like that, but at least you tried it. You're able to go out there and figure out, okay, well, this doesn't work, let me pivot and let me focus on this. Let me try this out. Or, you know, I got one client, but now it's taking me a while to get my second client to do whatever it is that I want to do. Or maybe you did what I just described and you're working, you know, on Favor to get some capital to start a t-shirt company, right? And you get, you know, enough capital, and let's just say something goes wrong and the t-shirts don't come out the way that you want, so you have to go back to square one. Well, do it right now. You have the perfect opportunity. It's the perfect time to be making relationships with that t-shirt manufacturer that's having a hard time because of the whole virus situation. Maybe their business has slowed down. They're going to give you a little bit of a discount because, you know, you're a first-time customer or something like that. But you got to go out there right now and make those relationships. I'm begging you, please go out there and do this. Right now is the perfect time for you to be doing that, for you to focus on whatever it is that you want to do for your future. So with that being said, if you guys have still made it to the end of this video, thank you. Thank you for staying tuned in. I do have some exciting news coming in the next video, another little project that I'm working on that's kind of going to be like a giveaway. So stay tuned on that. I'll be releasing some information in the next video. But until then, you guys stay healthy, stay positive, keep working. If you have anything to ask, any ideas, need some information, need advice, please reach out. I'm here to help. But until then, see you guys next time.